Family comes first, HR said, handing my earned promotion to a 22-year-old kid. I trained him silently. 6 months later, the FBI raided our office. Who has access to these encrypted files? Only I did. I raised my hand. I have sole access. I created the encryption system. The lead FBI agent, a woman with steel gray hair and eyes that missed nothing, focused on me. Your name? Diana Torres. Senior. Excuse me, former senior systems architect. I glanced at Tyler Brennan, the boss's nephew, who was slowly turning green. Mr. Brennan was promoted to that position 6 months ago. But you maintain system access? He never asked me to transfer it. Too busy redecorating his office, I believe. Tyler finally found his voice. This is ridiculous. I don't even know what files you're talking about. That was the problem, wasn't it? He didn't know. About the files. About the systems. About anything really, except that his last name guaranteed him a corner office and my promotion. 6 months ago, I'd sat in the conference room, watching my 5 years of 80-hour weeks evaporate. I'd built our entire secure infrastructure from scratch. Created the encryption protocols that made us the go-to firm for government contracts. Led the team that delivered every project under budget and ahead of schedule. Diana, HR Director Patricia Hoffman had said, not meeting my eyes, we've decided to go in a different direction with the promotion. Different direction? Tyler brings fresh perspectives. New energy. Tyler brought nothing but a business degree from a party school and the CEO's sister for a mother. But I'd smiled, nodded, and shaken his hand when introduced as my new boss. I'm sure you'll teach me everything, he'd said with the confidence of someone who'd never earned anything. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? I'd taught him exactly what he'd asked to learn, which was almost nothing. What are these encrypted files? The FBI agent, Agent Chin, asked now. Our client database. Financial records. Contract details. Everything related to our government projects. I pulled up the system on my laptop. It's all here, behind military-grade encryption I designed. We need access. Now. Of course. I began typing. Though I should mention, the system logs show some unusual activity. Tyler stepped forward. What kind of unusual activity? Someone attempted to delete files last week. Massive amounts of data. I pulled up the logs. From your terminal, actually. That's impossible. I don't even. He stopped, realizing he was about to admit he didn't know how to access the system he supposedly managed. Agent Chin leaned in. What files were targeted for deletion? Financial records. Specifically, the accounts showing payments from Brennan Industries to a series of shell companies. The same shell companies, I believe, that your warrant mentions. The room went silent. CEO Robert Brennan, Tyler's uncle, stood up slowly. Diana, I think you should be careful about making accusations. I'm not making accusations. I'm reading system logs. I turned my laptop toward Agent Chin. Every action in our system is recorded. User ID, timestamp, files accessed. It's all here. But he said he doesn't have access, another agent noted. He doesn't. But someone used his terminal and his login credentials. I smiled slightly. Of course, his password has been password 123 since he started. I've sent him 17 security notices about it. Tyler's face went from green to red. You're setting me up. You're bitter about the promotion. The promotion? I laughed. Tyler, you make $250,000 to do a job you can't actually perform. I've been doing your work and mine for 6 months. Why would I be bitter? Agent Chin was scanning the logs. Ms. Torres, these deletion attempts, they failed? Yes. I built the system with redundancies. Nothing can be permanently deleted without my authorization. Everything they tried to destroy is preserved on secure backup servers. I highlighted several entries. Multiple users. All from the C-suite. All targeting the same financial records. Almost like they were trying to hide evidence of embezzlement. Robert Brennan's lawyer stepped forward. My client doesn't have to listen to this. Actually, he does, Agent Chin interrupted. Ms. Torres, we're going to need you to come with us. We need full access to these systems and your expertise in explaining them. Wait, Tyler said desperately. If I'm the senior systems architect, shouldn't I be the one going? Everyone turned to look at him. By all means, Agent Chin said. Can you explain the encryption protocol? Diana usually handles the technical stuff. Can you access the backup servers? Diana has those passwords. Can you tell me what projects these financial records relate to? Silence. Ms. Torres, Agent Chin said, please gather what you need. As I packed my laptop, Patricia from HR approached. Diana, I'm sure this is all a misunderstanding. Perhaps we should discuss your role here. My role? I stopped packing. Let me clarify my role, Patricia. For 5 years, I've built and maintained systems that earned this company millions in government contracts. Systems so secure, the FBI needs my help to access them. Systems that, apparently, were also used to hide executive embezzlement. Now, that's not proven. No, but this is, you gave my promotion to someone who can't do the job because family comes first. You put nepotism over competence. And now that family is being raided by the FBI. I zipped my bag. How's that different direction working out? The next hours were a blur. FBI headquarters. Secure rooms. Me walking agents through years of financial data, showing them every hidden transaction, every shell company payment, every attempt to cover tracks. How long have you known? Agent Chin asked during a break. About the embezzlement? Officially? Since you walked in today. Unofficially, I built a system that tracks everything. I see unusual patterns. Large transfers to companies that don't seem to exist. Projects that get paid but never deliver. Executive bonuses that don't match reported profits. I shrugged. But I'm just a technical person. What do I know about business? She studied me. You could have reported this. To whom? Robert Brennan, who was authorizing the transfers. Patricia in HR, who thinks family comes first. Tyler, who can't even log into his own computer. You could have come to us. With what? Suspicions? Patterns? I'm not a forensic accountant. I'm just someone who builds very, very thorough systems. I met her eyes. Systems that preserve everything, even when people try to delete it. Understanding dawned on her face. You knew they'd eventually try to destroy evidence. I knew that people who steal millions eventually get nervous. And nervous people make mistakes. Like trying to delete files from a system they don't understand. So you waited. I did my job. Built secure systems. Maintained backups. Kept detailed logs. If that happens to preserve evidence of criminal activity. I shrugged again. That's just good system design. Agent Chin smiled for the first time. Ms. Torres, have you ever considered working for the FBI? We could use someone with your thorough approach. Before I could answer, her phone rang. She listened, then hung up. Robert and Tyler Brennan are both in custody, along with most of the C-suite. Seems your logs were very comprehensive. I do try to be thorough. One more thing. The company assets will likely be frozen during investigation. But whistleblower laws ensure you'll be protected and compensated. Substantially. 6 months later, I sat in my new office at the FBI's cybercrime division. The pay was better, the work was meaningful, and best of all, promotions were based on merit, not bloodlines. Tyler Brennan was serving 5 to 10 for attempted destruction of evidence and conspiracy. His uncle got 25 for embezzlement. The company dissolved, its legitimate assets sold to competitors who, ironically, all tried to hire me. Patricia from HR sent me a LinkedIn message. Diana, I hope you know the promotion decision wasn't personal. I responded, you're right. It wasn't personal. It was nepotism. Which is worse. My new colleague, another former private sector refugee, asked me once why I'd stayed so long at a company that clearly didn't value me. Because I knew my worth, I told him. And I knew that eventually they'd learn it too. The hard way. He laughed. By getting raided by the FBI? By learning that when you give someone's earned promotion to the boss's nephew, you better make sure that nephew can actually do the job. Because when the FBI comes knocking, family comes first becomes family goes to prison together. The truth was simpler. I'd built something they couldn't steal, couldn't give to someone else, couldn't function without. Knowledge. Expertise. The kind you can't fake with a last name or a family connection. Tyler Brennan had gotten my title, my office, my salary. But when the FBI asked, who has access to these encrypted files? When it actually mattered, only one person could raise their hand. The one who'd earned it.